record.
Yes.
Is it working? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. See,
It
so yeah, I tell you, I'm learning. And IT, my professional background though is IT. So so if nothing else, I might not know the right words, but I know it when someone else saying it to me. So you don't have to hold anything back and just kind of challenge me with it. But as long as you're being straightforward with me, I'll be extremely straightforward. So here's the idea. So the event planning system would have the event leadership, and then it goes from here. Let me try to get this out of the way probably. Let's see, does that move? Okay, so it goes from here. They'd have some type of organizational chart, just kind of saying who's all involved with the project. And then again, as I was saying, there's going to be a multiple or one or more venues that are involved. So it should be able to let them select. Okay, we got 3 locations in this city or town, because that's the other thing too. They have a tendency sometimes to have it at different locations in the same city, completely or in the same state. So everything before the events, the steps before the events, the steps the day of the event, and then the priorities or the task. It doesn't have to say this. The user should be able to fill this information in and label the headings whatever they want to label them. So ignore anything that's already got some typing in it. Okay, see, so then the event planning alliances, and the reason that I call them the alliances, because typically when there's an event, people normally go out and try to get a sponsor. They'll try to get like the cell phone company, insurance company. They'll try to get a car company or somebody to sponsor their event. And so so why not partner with all these different partners in the community? So that's really what the alliances are. It's the partners. And so this I use this little diagram, like, are there local offices, group homes, are it doesn't have to be this exact same list. Again, they would be able to kind of put the words in there themselves. But do they want to partner with a local college? Because some family reunions, they'll partner with the local college and use a field or something at the college, so these are just different locations that are typically in a city or a town. And see, so and they definitely normally have stuff at a library. Let's see what the one is behind that. And then different jobs. So this is just a general list of the buildings and places that you normally find in a particular community. So this would help them visualize. Okay, here's the partners, here's the what I call the alliances, that will all be involved. And so this is just a generic list, but I'll show you here.
Okay. So alliance means something which are sponsoring these events. You mean to say that? Means
Yes.
the some organization will sponsor this event. So like that, these are the alliances.
Yep.
Is it right?
Yep. So even if they don't sponsor, but somehow they let us use their facility, or
Okay.
they work with us, or they want to be involved with it, because some of these family reunions, some can be as small as just 50 people or 100 people, but then there are
Okay.
some, like my father's family has got 2,000 people, right? And see, so even if the family reunion is 5,000 people, and they will take over hotels. I mean, they literally will take over 4 or 5 hotels in a city, and or they'll come to or there are some churches that have a reunion, like the church. The church will have a reunion, and they'll have 5,000 members or 10,000 members come into a city. So the reunion doesn't necessarily have to be a family, and the event obviously could be anything. And so all these will work together. So here, these are historically Black colleges. There's different. NFL is the football and our baseball and our basketball leagues, and just all kind of schools, whether it's um, uh, what do they call them? Secondary schools, elementary schools, high schools, and all those different things, colleges, communities and streets that may be involved, a nonprofit organization. So again, it's just a generic list. And so let me get all those out of the way, and I want to get to the planning side of it. And in some cases, they get the police to have an escort. They let the fire department know. The military doesn't necessarily have to be involved in that. So again, this is just a generic list. So let me get out of the way. Okay, so now oh, I'm sorry. Go
Yes,
ahead.
we can edit this list also. Means after developing this list, a user can insert uh, the required alliance.
Mm-hmm.
If he want anything else from this, then he can add into that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now the thing about it, again, one thing that I understand is that the drawings make it look like there's a lot more happening, but in reality, it's the database that's really organizing it all. So that's why when I was asking you questions about databases and all those things, because out of all these visuals, the visuals make so much look like it's happening, but it's not. You know, it's just hyperlinks in a sense. So like this would be the venue. These would be the different teams. So if they had the cooking team, if they had the hospitality team, if they had the dance team, if they had the parent team, the family team. So you know, they could categorize this. These boxes up under here could be anything. They could be the steps, the stages, like you know, the projects. They can say, you know, so there'll be different things that they can make those little sections down there do. And so this is an example of it. If there's an event team, there's a leadership team or sponsor teams, the partners, production, service day follow-up team, and cleanup team, or something like that they can put in place. Now, again, I love check boxes. So even though I had a dash in here, I wouldn't mind having like little small check boxes here that as they get things accomplished, they check them off. So that could be a volunteer group, program, security, logistics. And so I worked with a gentleman years ago who used to plan events, but he had nothing like this to organize his events. He just, like you were saying, he just did them in Excel, and he did it in Word and PowerPoint. I mean, well, he didn't have anything. He just had, you know, standard written stuff.
But one question, Michael. So checkbox for what means? What will be there in the checkbox means?
Great question.
Can you please?
Yeah. So imagine it's like, let's say for security, this may be the cafeteria security, maybe the parking lot security. It may be celebrity security. It may be location security, right? So even though security is the main heading, these are the subheadings that will be under it. So like web and technology may be presentations. It may be equipment, you know, the sound system. So each one of these things would be the subcategories of that.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Means the checkbox will be simply like you will check that item, and that part of the security will be added in that event.
Absolutely. Now one thing about it, I am not an artist. I don't have any particular artistic skills, but I absolutely know how to work PowerPoint. So in other words, if you have better images and better ways to make this look better, go at it. I mean, have at it, because this is about as good as it's going to get with me. And so again, marketing team, interns. So this is just an example of me filling in these sections. And now if we can have a area that says a pre-formatted event planning. You know, in other words, this stuff is already listed in there, or just to show people what would go in each section. But in reality, they should be able to just do their complete. They should be able to start from their own expectations. Okay.
Okay, so it will be like a template. Means while creating a event, you just have to choose a template, and it will fill the basic data. Means the security will be this, and the user can check. Means user can tweak a little bit. So yeah.
Yep. That's spot on. See, so again, from that gentleman, that's where this list came from. So and he's done thousands of events. I mean, he's older than me, so he's done thousands of events. So it should be a pretty good list. Okay, so whether they got speakers, they got performers, artists, musicians. So if again, this should be able to scale up to the largest size event that anyone can even think about having. And then of course the venue still has its own expectations in the venue. Who all is involved? Doctors, lawyers, business owners. You like, who buys the tickets? Who comes there? Who speaks? If they got speakers, you know. So all these different things kind of helps them organize who's in there, and then of course they would be able to put their list under each one of those. Let's see. And again, I tried to take different professions and put them in here and say, you know, this is all who could be involved. Okay, so now these are partners. Forget the word workforce. This particular one, we were trying to help out a staffing company that was trying to figure out how to hire people. And so it was broken up into the Department of Labor. I mean, these were just the different partners. But what would happen is you could put the partner title here and then put the expectations or things that you want them to do, or y'all expect it, or just, you know, how you expect to collaborate together. It can go on each one of these sections. Okay, and then here, I'm gonna take this one out since it doesn't have any check boxes in there. Okay, so now I had this diagram because typically when you have an event, there's just so many people you got to call and so many people you got to keep up with. So what they would be able to do is be able to put in here who are the women that's involved, the men that's involved, and so on. And then they would have, but here's the thing, we need to be able to add in here email address, contact information, email address and phone number, or, to make sure that because when all this prints out, it should print out into a workbook. And then that way they can just, if they got their teams, they're handing out to everyone what their assignments are. Okay. And then here again, now this is by categories. So let's say if it was an event for lawyers, then this would be all the lawyers involved. If it's an event for insurance agents, this would be all the stuff involved for them. And then the same thing, you got pastors, restaurant owners, and so on by categories. Okay. So now this is symbolic of the venue. This picture obviously does not have to be kept, but obviously, before the audience shows up, someone's got to make sure everything's organized, everything's in place, everybody knows where to sit, all those things are in place. So I made these little venue looking drawings to try to explain, hey, we're going to take this down to every detail. So whether it's a personal venue or whether it's a large size venue, who's organized, how's it all structured? Okay, then here, this is similar to the last one, who's involved. So let me get past these. And so this is the same thing as what you saw earlier. Okay, let me get past those. And I want to get to the actual time management portion of it. See, so obviously there could be different team sets that would be able to be set up too. It's just more of the same for the most part on that, honestly. These daily things, I'm gonna take those out of there because that was part of another project. Okay, so it doesn't apply necessarily to the doesn't necessarily apply. See, so again, just another way of visualizing the event team, activities team. Let's see here, the sponsors, partners. I'm gonna get past all of this. Okay, I have this thing that I do to take notes called the 16 blocks. See, so the idea is that if you're thinking of something, you write down each thought or stage inside of here. So if someone's on your team, you just hand them this printed sheet, and I'm gonna show you it's gonna be filled in a second. And then this is the 16 blocks that are made inside of this for note taking. Okay, see, so I'll show you here. See, so here's one filled in, right? See, so let's say I'm part of the team and I'm working in production, but you want me to understand. You're my manager, and you're telling me all the things that I need to take in consideration. And so each one goes into its own block.
Okay.
All right, and then from here, so if I was responsible for everything that was happening at the venue, so this could have said venue, or so I'm responsible for the floor plan, making sure the phone calls are done. At all time, instead of people, everyone should always know what they expect because they all should be on the same page. Every single idea or thought should be on one of these pages. Okay, and then this is back to the regular checklist, the contacts again, the team and the venue. This is just another way I was trying to show people that you got your team, but who's responsible for the venue. So that was just a way of trying to illustrate that. Another extra org chart. So at one point we were doing different activities at different schools. So for the school, someone had to be responsible for location, parking, and I know you can read this, cafeteria, security tables. These are all the things that we take for granted. We just kind of give people assignments. But again, now these headings, we could have put just one school up here, and then each one of these could have been a heading across here. So if someone was responsible for parking, this could have been everything they're responsible for parking. If they're responsible for the cafeteria, everything that's there, and security and so on. Again, just another checklist format filled in. Okay, so now the time management parts of this. When I finish doing this, I'm going to go back and reorganize these into the order that they really should be in. So there are 168 hours in a week. This is 12 a.m. to 6 a.m., 6 a.m. to 12 p.m., 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., 6 p.m. to 12 midnight, right? So typically when you do an event, there's someone there in 2 or 3 days before, all day, there's usually someone getting the event ready. So they literally would be able to see all 24 hours and what needs to be done in all 24 hours.
Okay.
All right. So then from here, but this page should have came first. Let's say we know we're going to have an event next February. Well, right now it's only September. So you literally will be able to put in there month by month. So the system is going to go like from a year out, and then it's going to say to every month to every week to every day, and then it is literally going to take them down to every hour, and then down to, you know, every 15-minute increment. That's how much detail this whole system can be in. So this page should have been first. And so we go from the year out, and then I'll show you the other ones. So here's the 16 blocks again filled in. And then, okay, so now this is good too to visualize. Let's say this is my cousin who runs all of this, but this is her team working for her. She can now say, you know, show them what each person is responsible for. And see, to me, depending on all this information is coming from the same data set, it's just being presented differently. So it's just a matter of, depending on the visual, knowing what data to pull in. So she would be the primary person. Let's say this is the secondary person in charge, and this is the rest of the team. So then everyone is constantly knowing who's working together, who to get in touch with, you know, and I mean, it just keeps the whole entire thing more organized. What do you think so far?
Yeah, the most of the part is already covered, Michael. Means yeah, it looks great. But yeah, one more, there are some questions. Who is gonna use this? Means the customer, who is gonna use this?
So now see, this particular tool has to have, you got to limit who's going to be able to view it and who's going to be an admin, right? See, so for the sake of the family reunion tree, then in the family reunion tree, each individual family member should be able to submit their pictures, videos, comments, and their family tree organization, right? Everybody should be able to do that. But when it comes to the event planning part, only the administrator can edit and change it, but everyone should be able to view it.
Okay, got it. Means this tool will only be available to the part of your family. So is this what you want to say? Means
now, say that part again.
This event planning tool will be available to the part of your family, means the members who are administrator in your family only.
Yes.
So yeah, is this what you want to say?
Yeah, well, for now, yeah, from my understanding of what you're asking, my family is going to be the first ones to test it.
Okay.
And see, so yeah, and then my cousin, she will be the administrator of making, she will be the only one. I mean, she and I probably would be the only two that can make administrative changes to it. Everyone else would just be able to view it.
Okay, got it.
As far as the event planning side, now the family tree part, all 2,000 of those people should be able to make a family tree and show where it's connected to the other family tree. And then the goal is that when it's all done somehow, including their pictures, maybe not, obviously their video won't, but the pictures will be able to be printed and somehow organized into a book. And that may just be able to, just saying print page 1 or whatever the top domain is, and working down. So I know there's family tree applets and stuff that are out there. So you might not have to necessarily create anything magical for that, just as long as something that can be organized. I mean, something that everybody can sign into. And that's the other thing too. We definitely want everyone to be able to sign in, because we need to be able to collect a lot of data and information, profile information on everybody. Okay, now, yeah, I was going to show this too. So this is so where I was showing you the year, this is the month. So this, every month has at least 28 days. So this one is not intended to be day by day. This is if there's just certain things that need to be done in a month, but not on any particular day. And you just put in here all the things that, just as a reminder checklist. And then this is down to the week, week by week, when, day by day, what needs to be done. And then here, let's say this is the venue, and this is just things that people need to know about the venue that would be in there. And then let's say we're down to the last 12 hours before the event. So, or the day of the event, what needs to happen at 7 a.m., what needs to happen at different portions of the day, throughout the day, so that someone's always checking it off. And again, if this was a year in advance, everything that needs to be happening, month to month. So this is just a different view of the diagram that I had before. And then now you're down to the last 24 hours. Here's the checklist for the last 24 hours. Okay, this I'm gonna take out. This is actually going to end up being another project. This is a process that I created called iOpser. And so I'll explain it to you some other time on that, but I'm gonna take that out. I'm gonna take this one out too. This is actually another project I'm working on. So I'll explain all of that later too. But let's say again, the last 12 hours, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So they should be able to change this up here for the last day. They should be able to make either a 12-hour review or a 24-hour review. Yep, this is just my way of trying to picture that here's the leadership team, and then this could be the different teams. That was just my way of just trying to picture that.
Okay. Yeah. So Michael is the event planning tool which you are saying seems very complex project. Means it is a really big project. So
yeah. Huh.
Yeah. So from development perspective, the things which you have mentioned will require time also and cost also. So so and the family tree structure, the thing that part was comparatively easy from this part. So you can consider that separate project and this separate project. So this is my suggestion, just to say. But in market, the projects in which we are working, I am working in a working as a developer in a private company. So actually our task is to do same. Means we are having content management system, and we used to design a portal for the companies, huge companies, and they are having a similar model like event planning structure, or birthday events, or HR department, like though. So so I know it is not a simple thing. We manage many things into that.
Okay.
So that is why I'm saying that this can be a separate project only, a separate vast project.
Yeah. Huh.
So yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying it's separate from. I mean, there would be no point in doing the family tree if we couldn't do the event planning part. So in that case, then I would want the event planning piece done first, and so because there's just no way around it, because it wouldn't do us any good to have the let me close that out. Yeah, it wouldn't do us any good to have the family tree, because like I said, there's a ton of apps out there to just kind of make your family tree. So, but the event planning part, the reason I didn't think that this was, I don't take it for granted. I don't think anything's ever that simple. But the reason I didn't think that this was going to be as difficult, because it's still just all the same tables. And so if the data is coming from, it's just a matter of kind of telling the data where to go and then presenting it. So I don't know, what are you thinking in regards to, if you're saying this, there's no way for me that it would be two separate projects, because again, the family tree part without the event planning part, that's not. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, the family tree part. I don't know. I don't know. I think that. Yeah, I don't know. Tell me more about what you're thinking, or how you processing it and looking at it.
So yeah, first from technical point of view, we will need to decide the architecture. So the database which you are using, it should be scalable. Means thousands of users can be go there.
I'm taking notes. I apologize, but go ahead.
Yeah. So means thousands of users should be inserted in future. So for that we have to take care of the architecture also. So
Okay.
yeah, you can change the UI, the structure, how it is represented. You can change it at any point of time, but the
Yeah.
backend should be strong.
Okay.
So those structure. So uh, these things means the depth of project is vast. So you have to use pre-built tools for this. For example, WordPress is a
Yeah.
simple platform. So in backend it use SQL, but yeah, you can use that also. But I will say that the depth of project is huge. So you will have to use some more advanced CMS like Umbraco or uh, and anything else. But yeah, WordPress also
Yeah.
works. And
Yeah.
yeah, you can change UI anytime.
Yeah.
That that
So
that is what, for now I am getting a picture of this project. So
yeah.
I will again need to think on this. So yeah, again need to think, picturize what can be done, and yeah,
Yeah.
like that.
So then let me understand then. So the family tree part of it. So
Mhm.
so again, to make sure I understand how you separate it. So the family tree part, if we were able to digitize that,
Mhm.
I still want to be able to have everyone be able to submit pictures, videos, and like content or text. So is
Mhm.
you're saying that part is pretty straightforward and easier to do, and then the actual event planning. What would you be looking at on the event planning, time, money wise, or that kind of thing?
So now, from technical perspective, event planning thing is something which is strongly binded. Means one event, then timing, the time factor also comes there. Then
Yeah,
various table collaborating into same thing, means the sponsorship, then
yeah,
team, then user, then the permission given for this specific user. This
yeah,
also comes into picture. Means these all things you need to manage. And for that tree structure, family
yeah,
tree structure, you have straightforward thing. Means you have users, and then you just want to connect the users in a tree structure. Means you want to, there will be a
yeah.
tag, and you just have to attach that tags, and each and every user can upload their own content in that profile. So
Okay,
in this is straightforward picture. Means there is not much binding in
okay,
family tree structure.
yeah,
But
okay,
event planning thing requires, yeah, planning architecture, and yeah, that thing requires.
yeah. I'm not, but I know on the event planning side, I, as far as like being able to, well, first of all, on the family tree part, then okay, let's go ahead and move forward with that then, no matter what, and then because it still would be nice to kind of see what the reason I'm kind of trying to picture in my head is I know a couple of months ago or so I had looked into that, so I know there was different tools that were out there. So, but even at that, that's fine. That's fine. Let's try to go with that first and see where that goes, and hopefully, if you can get that kind of turned around pretty quick on that, then we'll sit down and go through the event planning piece. Because unlike oh man, I'm trying to think of what are some of the project management tools that are out there. Um, Unlike the project management tools, I don't know why I can't think of a couple of them. I get pulled into them all the time. Oh man, what
uh,
is
yeah, just want to add that in project management I don't have
yeah,
any idea about that. Means the tools
yeah,
required for project, means the event planner and all
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't I don't have that much idea, but yeah, but after
Yeah,
explaining your overview, I got a raw idea about
yeah,
that.
yeah. Okay. Well, all right. Well, let's start with the family tree piece, and we'll figure it out after that in regards to how the event planning part comes together.
Okay,
All right.
so yeah, for family planning part,
Mm,
so as I saw,
mm,
you have hosted that Kingston site. So So are you using a WordPress for that?
Yeah, yep, I am. Everything so far is on GoDaddy. It's all WordPress. I have I purchased a virtual private server, and so everything, and then so it's all Linux based stuff. So MySQL, PHP, and like I said, WordPress are the three main elements. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so basic architecture will be a WordPress and then Linux server.
Mm-hmm.
So I got it.
Okay.
So yeah, I will compose a structure, the architecture which will be required for the family tree project, and I will get back to you. So
okay.
Just give me some time. I
You got
will
it.
study that. I will study on that,
You
and
got it.
and I will suggest you the structure which can be a possible in the WordPress. So yeah,
Okay. All right.
we will discuss on that.
You got it. You got it, man. I'm looking forward to this. I got a good feeling about you.
Thank you. Thanks.
You got it. All right. Well, look forward, and don't hesitate to reach out to me. I don't sleep much. I normally sleep about 5 hours, so I do. And so I don't. And so whatever times are better for you, day or night, just let me know, and I'll try to accommodate.
Okay. So actually, Michael, I am working in corporate life also. Means I have office, and during this Corona time, I got to work from home. So that is why I just started freelancing. So this is my first time only in the freelancing community. So yeah, I also have experience in this freelancing, but yeah, I have worked in corporate life, and
you got it.
So sometimes it may happens that there might be a call from my office, so it may be means overhead. So
yeah, no problem.
Yeah, so we will need to collaborate in that way.
You got it. You got it, man. I'm gonna try to make it as easy for you as possible. And usually, typically, if there's something that I'm trying to convey to somebody, I don't mind making a PowerPoint or a storyboard of it. And so, don't hesitate to be as critical or throw out as many ideas and be creative. And so I usually have very few kind of restrictions on how these projects go.
Okay, thank you.
You got it, man. Looking forward to this.
Thank you, Michael. It's good. I'm also getting a good feeling.
You got it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Take care now.
Yeah.
Talk to you soon. All right. Bye-bye.